Listen, I know I have a bad case of meat riding itis, but I have a tear in my eye. Nothing made me more happier than going through Steam at like 2 in the morning, scrolling through to see what's on sale because, as a broke bastard, I still want to see what's like $2 on Steam. And it was there to bless my eyes. No Straight Roads Encore Edition. And I was like, the fuck did this came out? Last month? On the 21st? The hell, I didn't know about it. Like, why I didn't get an update telling about it. Well, then again, I was playing Overwatch and Genshin Impact. I will explain it, but that's not the problem. I love the fact that I went to the description of it because I was still on Steam and I was saying like, oh, what's new here? They completely reamped the starting, like the beginning prologue cutscene. They added new remixes and did a lot of quality of life and added some cool fun features, but still not added a jukebox function, which is kind of weird. Not calling shots, but I wish they could have added that as a whole function. I wish that was. I got no beef fighting the bosses, but I wish that was like a cool thing in the sewers, like a jukebox. Like, oh, listen to all the remixes and all the special versions of all the songs. But I digress. But what made me happy is the fact that NSR, not only has a base game, a digital deluxe edition, and an encore version, but the fact that it got ported over to Switch as well, which I heard didn't do so well, courtesy of a close friend of mine. But I digress. It makes me really happy that this game that I totally wasted my stimulus on was worth the penny, was worth the salt. I remember buying I bought it last year. I think around this time actually. No, I think I bought it around probably earlier in the summer last year, and I loved every moment of it. I remember I still have my first save file and I spent like 21 hours on it maximum because I went through it all, beat all the bosses and their difficulties except for Perfect Parry because that's a fucking nightmare. And I went back and got all the S ranks, A to S ranks, including pre-patch, DK West when he was still a fucking gauntlet. I was playing a bullet hell shooter. I was playing fucking Toho. And after post-patch, I still went back and played it. Even went back to play the Christmas remixes, and I loved it. My complaint then was the simple fact that there was really nothing else to do after you beat all the bosses and all the difficulties and S-rank them all, which honestly made me kind of sad because in my head there was still so much to do in NSR. And watching everyone play it on Steam and having all the cool mods, I was like, damn, I wish I could have bought this on Steam. I wish I could have mod the fuck out of it. Maybe it could have been like some cool like character swaps, or I don't know, different color, like different like palettes, different outfits, different remixes. It was certainly would brought a lot more like spice to the game, besides the rampant R34 art of it. Yeah, it's pretty of a bad mess. Don't ask me how. Just know that's pretty bad. But despite all that, I've been in love with this game, and the fact that they came out with an encore version, even though I'm like 1,000 weeks late, it brings a tear to my eye. The fact that I get to go back to this game and look at all the cool stuff they added to it and all the quality of life, which I did. I already do all the bosses and saw all the changes and all the cool improvements they've done with this update, which I'm assuming is probably the last version because the Encore Edition just screams this is like the final definitive version of No Straight Roads, which is honestly low-key making me kind of sad because I always saw the universe and its characters as pretty amazing. I always kind of wish that there was more to it. Hell, I had a whole like expansion idea because of it, a sequel or expansions focusing on like different other genres of music. Since like the first game, EDM, I was always thinking about, oh, why not jazz, or why not, I don't know, death metal or alternative country or whatever, something like that. There's just no shortage of music genres and their subgenres. So I would always love to see, there's always be some level of potential, because I would always love to see the well of what could they do with it. I would love to see more artists get picked up to do more remixes and make more music for the bosses. But I could also see it being a double-edged sword because it'll eventually get repetitive, because as I've been hearing that NSR does the semi-repetitive gameplay of a of a 3D platformer beat 'em up, and you just splice it in with just boss fights. It's just literally no more heroes, but like half the effort in terms of like half the effort and half the writing. It's just basically no more heroes. You know, power up things, get enough things, beat the boss, get their shit, and move on to the next district. I mean, at first I did call NSR a glorified boss rush, but even I was like very disrespectful. I was being very in poor taste. I thought it was a good game, because me being a complete music junkie has always had a knack for sounds and music and rhythm and beats. Even though I probably couldn't sing a song to save my fucking life, I always still love how music always hears. And NSR pretty much tickled that pretty much that deep, fetish of mine. I love the music, ranging from DJ Subatomic Supernovas to like Inu, or like 1010, the K-pop stands. Sayu, every VTuber's wet dream, or even Tatiana and Eve. I love their music. I always be fond of it. I love the mixture between rock and EDM. I love the fact that you just hold down the transformation button, Mayday and Zuko will be playing with it, playing along with the music. I love the remixes of that half of just basic and then rock, or just like full rock or full EDM, or like the cool random artist remix of it, and even the Christmas remix. I always loved them. And the story, I always did talk to my friend about it. To him, he said it was just pretty decent, pretty average. But I guess, not everyone can see the same quality as I saw it. Well, maybe I just have, shit vision, but I always thought of NSR's story was pretty unique, pretty nice. Sure, it's safe. It's a safe story at the very least. I'm not asking for a Metal Gear Solid like 80-hour plot thread for like 600-hour cutscenes. I'm not asking for an Ace Attorney or Danganronpa like 3-hour trial fest for each character, or for each boss we fight. But it's a nice, safe story. Getting the characters where they need to go, having the themes of fuck, I'm not good with things. Who am I, an English literature teacher? That's not my job. But the whole point is, to me, saying it in the most stupidest way possible, I love the characters in the world. I love the music. I enjoy it. I want more of NSR. I wish I could have more of NSR. I wish that the creators who made it could make a sequel or a DLC or expansion. I don't give a fuck if it's like a script boss fight. I want more NSR. Cause it's gonna break my heart just to have this game that I spent like almost $50 fucking on. Just to have it just kind of just fade to obscurity, which will honestly make me real sad about losing a game like this. Sure, I have my Overwatch and Genshin, I have my Melty Blood, I have the random PS2 games that PlayStation is holding hostage because they rather be selfish bastards and put it behind streaming and not just let it be downloaded. But I will not lose NSR. I don't want to fade into some void as just being that one game that had music. I don't want it like that. It's worth the salt. It's worth the price of admission. It's worth the money. Like, please give those creators and behind NSR all the love and respect and all the admiration you have for it. If I could, I would add them on Twitter being like, you pretty much made the best game I ever played since Coffee Talk. Since, I don't know, Shadow the Hedgehog on the PS2, 2005? Fallout New Vegas? Nah, that's too easy. Fallout 3? The Pit? But all in seriousness, I fell deeply in love with this game, and hell, now that I got this update and I got the free DLC they added with it, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go back in full force and just keep playing it all over again. Sure, yeah, there's nothing new with it, there's nothing that will be new with it, besides little things here and there, and the replayability is kind of just there, but not really. But I think it's just one of those games that I will never delete, even if I was forced to. It's like, this just can't go. This is just a game I like to play. It has value to me. It has merit. It makes me feel something. Like, if I had more professionalism, I would talk more in deep about this game, but I don't. Maybe on a future date. Yeah, maybe on a future date. Maybe when I hit past like the 100 subscriber thing, wink, wink, nudge, I will probably work actually harder on giving a proper review to NSR. No, plug, wink, wink. But anywho, this mini rant too long enough as it is. and I gotta get back to doing something with my life. Until then, the moral of the story, buy No Straight Roads. It's worth your money. Don't buy anything else. No Modern Warfare 2, no other goofy ass game. You better go buy No Straight Roads Encore Edition. You have to. You need to. Support these creators and their wonderful musical ideas. Don't go buy a shitty game you're gonna pay for like a week and then throw it in the garbage. Buy something that's actually worth the price of admission. Okay? But don't get the Switch version, because that'll probably make your Switch blow up. But that's gonna be it for today. I have been your lovely host. Until next time, I bid you adieu.